YouTube Force Arena Commanders, welcome to a brand new Star Wars Force Arena video. In this video we're looking at some developer news that's been posted today on the game forums by community manager Simon. So the great news is there's going to be an update coming hopefully this Thursday, and again depending on your time zone that might go into Friday morning too, which has been the case for those living in Europe for example. So let's look at what's coming. It's not been much detail, but let's have a quick look at what we can expect to happen. So there is quite a bit going on. There's going to be some new content, some balancing, and some quality of life changes, and of course all this stuff is subject to change if things don't go according to plan their end, and the update could be delayed. But they're just finalising the updates, and of course once it's all been finalised I'll bring you a breakdown of what's happening in the game. So let's have a look. Exciting news first up. We've got 2 new units coming. What can they be? Let us know below in the comments below. Who do you think it should be? It's going to be one Rebel, one Empire. Could it be a C-3PO and R2-D2 who we haven't got in the game yet, which is unusual? Could it be some new leaders from the Star Wars canon era? Could it be something from the Clone Wars? Could it be some Rogue One units? Who knows? Or could it be some characters from The Force Awakens, which would be very exciting indeed. In addition to the new units coming, we've got some leader and unit balancing changes. So right now matchmaking is very hit and miss. And for those of you who've done 2 versus 2 for example, and even 1v1, you'll notice that sometimes if you're a rebel player and you're level 5, you'll be playing against a level 10, and that just is not right. In addition to that, you've got long queue times between games, and I'm hoping that they address all this in the coming update, which will be welcome. So expect also to see some cost changes to your unit, some energy changes perhaps, and again some slight nerfs and slight tweaks to certain units. I would like to see some rebel units have a bit of a buff. For example, I would like to see the rebel tank have a cost reduction from 6 to 5, because right now 6 is high, and when you put it on the battlefield against heavy troopers for example, and it would just get decimated, especially against heavy troopers, and also the bladesman will just wipe the floor with it in a blink. So again, I'd like to see that have a slight buff, maybe a cost reduction to make it more on par with the Imperial light tank, just as an example. In addition to that, we all know credits are quite hard to come by, apart from the missions that you do and also the freebies that they give you in the game. So what they're going to introduce now is going to be daily missions to help acquire credits, which is welcome. Credits is what you need to upgrade your cards, and many players right now find it difficult to upgrade their cards, which has led to the problem of us having players who have not got cards fully upgraded. So if you're level 9 for example and your cards are level 5, you just cannot compete. It's just that simple. So with this in mind, this is a welcome change, so hopefully we'll see what that does and what the missions will entail. And of course they'll be daily, so make sure you log in every day to do the mission and then acquire the cards. But I hope the missions are obviously achievable in a day, otherwise it would make no sense at all. Then finally we'll talk about other changes in the game. There's no details here, but I imagine these would be back-end changes to the server, making the matchmaking easier, and hopefully what I'd like to see would be a change in the point system, so how you are awarded points for a win and for a defeat. Now in games like Clash Royale for example, if you lose, the maximum points you can lose is 30 regardless of what happens, and if you're a player winning or losing, you can lose up from 27 up to 30 points. That is the maximum. I think I've seen the 32, but that is a rare circumstance. Right now, since it changes where here in the game you can use anything up to 50 points, that has caused quite a stir on the forums, and no doubt made many players just hang up their gloves and say, you know what, I don't need this. Now when you lose a game, yes, you should be punished for losing, but losing anything over 40 points is extreme, and I think I'd like to see a change where you'd lose no more than 30, maybe 35 tops, and that would be a welcome change, and I think a change a lot of players would like. But let us know in the comments below, what would you like to see happen? Who would be the new leaders? What units need nerfing? What needs changing? Thanks so much for your support. Excuse me, I'm a bit croaky today, still a bit sick, but I had to get this video out there because this has just been posted today. Thanks for your support as usual, and may the force be with you.